Hey there guys, welcome back. Today I have a small repair that I need to make to one of my beehives. I was out there looking, I had a cup of coffee in hand and I just wanted to go check on the bees, see how they were doing, and I noticed something that kind of made me a little bit sad. I noticed a little crack going down the side of my tiny house hive, which is just a scrap wood top bar beehive. And the minute I saw that crack, I kind of had that feeling like, ugh, when old time wisdom hits you in the face. So basically, it's that quote where they always say you get what you pay for. Well, considering I didn't pay anything for these hives, they were all scrap wood, it's a price I'm willing to pay to do a little maintenance and repair to them every so often. But it does suck sometimes, and the fact that there's a beehive or bee swarm in it, just makes it a little more tricky. So let me get my bee suit on. I'm gonna get some glue, screws, some clamps, and I'm gonna try to mend the crack with this little piece of scrap plywood, and hopefully maybe get another couple of years out of this hive before I have to figure something else out. So hold on one second and I'll take you out there and we'll see how this repair goes, and hopefully I don't get stung.
Every time I do something that's potentially invasive with the beehives, I like to try to bring some smoke with me. Historically in the past, I've definitely been pretty thin on the smoke, and with the advice of other beekeepers, I'm trying to thicken it up this time and just do an overall better job of smoking them, especially since this could be a pretty invasive procedure and I'm not sure how this hive's going to hold up. The repair at hand is that offset board I'm running my finger along right now. When I built this hive, I used some scrap laminated boards to build the sides, and essentially what has happened is the laminated board has just become delaminated or basically cracked in the middle and separated. Basically it's just being held up by the other side right now, and what I'm going to try to do is use these clamps to kind of form it back in shape, glue it, and then screw on that plywood patch to give it a little bit of extra strength. I made a little bit of a mistake here by starting to use the clamps before adding the glue to that nice open edge. But I was able to squeeze glue into the crack, and I think it's going to turn out just fine. Once I had the edges of the boards pretty much lined up with the bottom clamp, I'm using a second clamp to essentially squeeze that joint together so that it hopefully can bond pretty well with the glue. And just to make sure the joint doesn't separate again, I'm adding a bit of insurance by adding this scrap piece of plywood with a few screws on either side of the original crack. Once I got the plywood all lined up, it was now time for the part of the operation that was actually concerning me the most, using my drill to sink or set these screws. I wasn't sure how the bees would react, if it would anger them from the noise of the drill or the motor or the vibrations that it was going to cause on the hive. But I tried my best to do it slow and try to keep it smooth, and to my surprise the bees really didn't seem to mind. So I thought this was a pretty smooth outcome. And once the last screw was set, I'm considering this repair a success. The bees didn't seem too aggravated, and overall it seemed to go pretty smoothly. I waited a little while, took off the clamps, and then headed home.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like do-it-yourself projects and other self-reliance oriented topics, please consider subscribing for more future videos. See ya.